Hey y'all, we're back with card number 11, which is the Justice card in the major arcana of the tarot. So the two zodiac signs that are associated with justice are Aquarius and Libra. The number 11 represents Aquarius in the zodiac and the 11th house. Justice itself represents Libra for obvious reasons. So there are also traditionally Saturnian themes when we're dealing with traditional astrology. Saturn rules Aquarius and Capricorn. So if you want to look at tropical astrology, then you would incorporate Uranus. With Libra, we know Libra is ruled by Venus. So in the Morgan Grier deck, we have Lady Justice seated on a throne with this purple cloth behind her, and she's wearing red, green, and blue. There are golden accents. You see the sword of truth in her right hand and the scales of balance in her left. So, well, technically the sword of truth is in her left hand and the scales of balance are in her right. So, and then you see her foot kind of peeking out here at the bottom too. But paying attention to the colors, you can see which energies are at play. Truth being the color of the voice. So you see the blue around the throat. You have the green, red, and gold as radiating from the heart center. You have the yellow behind her, which is also a symbol of air, remember, which is the intellect. We have the purple, which is a symbol of divinity. So, and gold, which is a symbol of enlightenment with the scales, right? So we know that traditionally the story of the scales has to do with weighing a feather against the heart, and justice being represented by discernment. Essentially, there's the act of discernment. Discernment is what is used to determine what is just, and that begins with ourselves, but it's also played out in like legal matters, legal system, and things like that. So when this card comes up, justice can very well point to legal situations and legal matters. It can also show where there will be justice exacted over a situation, or there will be justice being brought to a situation, essentially. And with the theme of 11 in Aquarius, I don't know about your experiences with Aquarians, but Aquarians are very just people. They actually do they are givers to humanity, yes, as an archetype, but Aquarius gives from a place of fairness. They want things to be fair. They see where things can be corrected in society, and that is why they're able to pour that cosmic water over humanity as an air sign. So I really think that this is one card where the element of air is dominant. There really is, even with water being at play here with Aquarius carrying the water, Aquarius is an air sign. So justice is truly about the higher octave of air sign energy, I feel. So yeah, I really like this image. I think it's a great image and a great representation of the archetype and both zodiac signs. I feel like Aquarius here is more so represented by the sword, and Libra is represented by the scales, because if you know anything about the mind of an Aquarius, it's very sharp. Aquarians are very sharp-minded people, and Aquarius placements are very keen about well, my grandmother used to say, she's not an Aquarius, but she used to say a place for everything and everything in its place. And I feel like that is a theme for Aquarius, even though they are also associated with innovation. You have to be able to have a certain level of foresight in knowing where things go in order to be innovative. You already have a foundation of understanding how nature works, how things work in harmony with one another, and how things can be efficient in order to be an innovative thinker. And so I feel like that is a very clear Aquarian theme too. Now, in the High Council Oracle and Tarot deck, this is Lady Justice. And I really love this image because it also shows Libra and Aquarius themes, in my opinion. This looks very futuristic up here. Where her hair is, where this staff is here with one of the wands, and the scales of balance being at the forefront here. And I also think that you can see the colors of Venus, and I feel like Saturn here is represented in the color black. So I'm just going to read what's on the cover of the Justice card. It says accountability of higher self, decisions and repercussions, guidance and intuition. Be honest with yourself. And then the reverse meanings on here are morally incorrect, guilt, and shame. So yes, I think that's self-explanatory. I feel like both themes are captured here. I just love this deck. Y'all know I love the High Council Oracle and Tarot deck. I love the Morgan Grier deck as well because it's the use of color and imagery. I love the I want to say like the dreaminess in some of the images of the High Council Oracle and Tarot deck. Like it's evident, but it also gives you that like etheric aura of a lot of the images that I really appreciate. But yes, that covers justice. Justice also can show up when you do need to be accountable, but accountability of higher self here just means that you know what it is that you've done. Therefore, you should be aware of your results. That's really what it is. Whatever you've been moving your spirit to do, you should know what the results should be according to that. Now, the next card we have is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is associated with the number 12, which is associated with Pisces. This is true to its zodiac sign and its number, in my opinion. There are no other astrological influences that come in for the Hanged Man card. To me, 12 is Pisces, 12 is the Hanged Man. In the Morgan Grier deck, and in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you will see the image of a man suspended in an inverted position with one leg in a forked position or in like a crossed position. And this is about a change of perspective. This is about surrender. This is about enlightenment. The 12th house is the house of undoing. The 12th house is the house of the unconscious mind. The 12th house is associated with mental health facilities. It's associated with dark psychology. It's associated with having to feel your way around in the dark. It is also associated with hidden matters, but hidden matters that are deep within the psyche and not so much physical isolation like the Hermit card. This is a different type of isolation that can show up from the Hangman card. What I love about the Hanged Man card is that it can be a bit elusive, because when this card shows up, it does ask you to surrender, but a lot of the times it asks you to surrender in order to receive, and it's also asking you to examine your beliefs, essentially about yourself and the situation that is showing up surrounding in the spread. But I love that there's enlightenment that comes from this type of surrender with the Hangman card. It looks like he's been caught up in something. So this also shows that your circumstances are what is forcing you to let go sometimes. When it comes to the Hangman card, there's literally nothing you can do but let go. Like your foot is literally tied here. And it causes you to go into deeper self-examination to assess what's really happening here and where you need to let go of control, because you're not able to control this at this point anymore when the Hangman shows up. Now, in the High Council Oracle and Tarot deck, we have a dark figure here surrounded by the words that are associated with the Hangman. And there are very Piscean themes that are on here as well. It has surrender and letting go, obviously. It has metamorphosis. Metamorphosis comes from letting go, because you're allowing things to change by suspending what you think you can control about the matter. It has discernment, acting from ego, inability to change when it's inverted, breaking old patterns, intuition, and divination. So this card definitely gives unconscious moods in this card, in my opinion. And again, it's Pisces through and through with this card. I know Pisces can sometimes get a strange rep. I'm not going to say that hasn't been earned to some degree, but Pisces usually show up in your life when you need to examine your beliefs. They're teaching you something about the power of belief, because no matter what phase that they're in, they believe it wholeheartedly, and they're going to stick to the character that they've chosen to present that day. There's a lesson there for us all. Okay, and that's going to wrap up the major arcana for now. I'll be back later with the rest of the deck. Well, the rest of the major arcana in the deck. All right, peace.